field. Going, see ya!
Welcome to the Florida League,
where Florida summer baseball comes alive.
I'm Berkleigh Mezzanotte.
And I'm Kathleen Moore.
And this week in the Florida League, walk-off hits,
top plays,
future stars,
and the storylines that you won't want to miss.
Welcome to Florida League Extra Innings. What is up, Florida League fans? We're back for another episode of Florida League Extra Innings. I'm Berkleigh Mezzanotte alongside Kathleen Moore. Just got done with 4th of July. I don't know about you guys, but I was at the ballpark watching some ball games and watching some fireworks. Kathleen, what were you up to?
Oh yeah, I mean, I wasn't quite at the ballpark, but I was hanging by the pool. Very relaxing 4th of July, but it sounds like there is some good baseball going on.
Yep, everyone wearing their 4th of July red, white, and blue colors, but let's get into the recap. Last week was a pretty busy week in the Florida League, starting with Monday against the Orlando Snappers and the Diamond Dogs. Luke Matola was the big hitter of the night for the Snappers with a 2-run home run right off the right field scoreboard. Skylar Jersey and Jake Bigotti were the heroes for the Winter Park Diamond Dogs, but in the end fell short to the Snappers. Now, the other game on Monday was the Winter Garden Squeeze facing the Sanford River Rats at Sanford Memorial Stadium with a dominant pitching performance by the Sanford River Rats, with them winning 7-1 over the Squeeze. The rain unfortunately had other plans for Tuesday, as the doubleheader between the Diamond Dogs and the River Rats was canceled, along with the game of the Squeeze versus the Lightning. The only game that was played that night was the game with the DeLand Suns versus the Orlando Snappers, with Nick Partridge and Joshua Vincegara being the DeLand heroes offensively, and the Orlando Snappers with Colby Brewington and Ty Kennedy being the offensive leaders that night. Of course, the DeLand Suns took the win 12-6 versus the Snappers that night. Wednesday was a called makeup day in the Florida League, with the River Rats and the Diamond Dogs finally playing their doubleheader, but the River Rats swept the Dogs that day, 0-2 in the first game and 8-0 in the second game, and only 5 innings just run ruling them. Now, Winter Garden was at Leesburg that night, but Leesburg took the win 5-9 against the Squeeze at Pat Thomas Stadium. Thursday brought a bunch of close games and nail-biters in the Florida League, starting with Sanford playing against Winter Garden at Horizon High School, with no other than Drew Pines and Michael Thomas being the home run hitters in the lineup, and Tyler Garcia getting the save for the Sanford River Rats. Now, up at Conrad Park, it was the DeLand Suns and Leesburg Lightning that went to 11 innings together. It was, of course, Charlie Keller and Marcelo Cortel with the big home runs that really secured the win for them. Finally, over at TFA, it was the Diamond Dogs and the Orlando Snappers going to 10 innings, and it was Luke Matola for the Snappers that had the big home run to secure the win for them. Friday, the scores looked a little bit different, with the DeLand Suns run ruling Winter Park in 5 innings, 12-4. Winter Garden and Orlando facing each other, and Winter Garden getting the win 5-2. And the Sanford River Rats and the Leesburg Lightning playing at Pat Thomas Stadium, with the Lightning winning 4-3. Friday was, of course, the big 4th of July game at Pat Thomas Stadium for the Leesburg Lightning versus the DeLand Suns. There was fireworks on and off the field, with a sold-out crowd, and Leesburg getting the win and a big fireworks show to follow after the game. And lastly, for Sunday, the rain was a big factor yet again, canceling 2 different games. One, the Winter Park Diamond Dogs versus the Sanford River Rats, and the Orlando Snappers versus the DeLand Suns. On the other hand, at Horizon Park, it was a Winter Garden Squeeze versus the Leesburg Lightning. That, of course, was another nail-biter that ended in the Squeeze winning 9-8.
What a wonderful week of play it has been this week. But Berkleigh, I need to hear more about this Leesburg July 4th atmosphere.
So it was a redemption from last year because, the rain took over, it was canceled, and we didn't even get to see the fireworks. But this year, it was packed, it was sold out, everyone was ready for the game. And it was just a fun atmosphere. Got to talk to Brandon, the starting pitcher for Leesburg, and he said, I've never been part of an atmosphere like that where everyone was rooting for you, everyone was excited, and then afterwards, everyone brought their lawn chairs out to the field and got to watch the fireworks. It was 7 minutes long, so it was so much fun.
That's wonderful. And Leesburg, it's always a good crowd, always a good group that they've got over there. What a fun place to play in the Florida League. But now we had something very exciting happen this past Thursday, July 2nd. Our very own Florida Collegiate Summer League Winter Park Diamond Dogs were featured on Sports Center's Top 10. How exciting.
I know. I'm always excited for the players to be a part of that because that is so big on Sports Center. Made it to top 6. So, I mean, not the bottom, not the top, but right there in the middle. I mean, it's super exciting. We even got a shout out from the anchor, so it's really cool.
What a cool moment for these players. I mean, getting featured on Sports Center Top 10 is no easy feat.
One of my favorite highlights from the summer is seeing us on like Sports Center Top 10 plays of the week. I mean, it's like we said, it's super special.
Absolutely, it is. But something else that's super special, 2 Leesburg Lightning players, former players, have made their major league debuts this summer. I believe it was within 2 weeks of each other that they made these debuts. Berkleigh, I know you got a chance to sit down and talk with head coach of the Lightning, Rich Billings. So why don't we go to that interview now and hear more.
Coach Billings, so you had 2 Lightning alumni over the past summer make their major league debuts. Who were they? Like, which players of yours from the Lightning team made their major league debuts?
We had an outfielder, Gabe Rinconis, who played 2021 with the Lightning, and then catcher Drew Cavanaugh, who was with us for a couple of summers. It was really awesome to get to see those guys, especially so close together. I think they were within a week and a half of each other getting called up to the big leagues. So I spoke to both of them, and it was just such a cool thing. And they're my second and third big leaguers, so it's new for me too.
So for you, like, what was it like coaching them? I mean, you got to see their early potential before they grew into what they are today. You got to see that. What was it like coaching them for the summer league?
You know, one of the things, especially with Gabe, one of the things that stands out is just his like relentless work ethic and his maturity, the way he approached the game. It was just different than so many other players. And Drew was just good. Drew was just a really good player, you know, left-handed hitting catcher, very good behind the plate. And, you know, those guys, you got to be different to make it to that level. And so those guys had it for sure.
The different, like you say, you have to be different. It's that 1% that makes their dreams happen. Like, how special is it for you to see that happen, like, right in front of your eyes, and you got to be a part of their journey?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a small part of their journey, but still, it still feels significant. You know, it feels special. And I can't think of 2 more deserving guys than they're just amazing human beings, and they're professionals in every sense of the word. So I'm super proud of them and happy for all the success that they've had.
Were they good representations of the Leesburg Lightning when they were here during their time here?
They were amazing. They were fan favorites. The fans still today remember them from years ago. So yeah, I would say they were amazing representatives of our organization and everything that it stands for.
Now, their specific major league debuts, what did you see that went so well for both of them in their debuts?
Well, Drew got his first hit in his debut. And then they were playing the Braves, who are my favorite team, coincidentally. So he was fortunate enough to get his first hit in his debut. Gabe did not get his first hit in his debut, but in his second game, his first hit was a home run. So that was really cool. Again, just 2 really special moments. I know their families were there and a part of it. So really, really cool to see all of that.
Yeah, and many more to come, hopefully, like in the future comings of it. So,
hope so.
Yep, thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Major league debuts always give me goosebumps. I mean, I've seen it over the years, even with the Coastal Plain League, and here it's so special because it's that 1% that Rich and I were talking about, that 1% that make their dreams come true. So it's just extra special when a coach that's part of your journey gets to be a part of that, like front row seats to it, and then see it like happen right before their eyes.
Right, moments like that are just what this league is all about. But now it's time to go to our players of the week of this past week, which was Charlie Keller with the Leesburg Lightning, and our pitcher of the week was Daniel Irizarry with the Winter Park Diamond Dogs. Let's go to those interviews now.
What's going on, Florida League fans? Adam Rothschild here with the Leesburg Lightning alongside right fielder Charlie Keller. Charlie, you won Florida League Player of the Week last week. What does that mean to you and for the success you've had here in your second season with the Lightning?
Yeah, no, that was special. That was, that was cool. I'm just glad that with that we also got a lot of wins that week and the team's looking good.
And the other thing too as well with Lightning Player of the Week, how that's been here with Leesburg specifically, but now with it being renamed to Lightning Warrior of the Week and with that historic tradition, does that help you find a way to elevate in your game even with all the success you have?
I don't know if it helps me elevate my game, but it definitely, just puts in perspective like how much the fans are really bought into us, and I'd say it just makes it feel even more special to win that award.
And the other tradition about it as well is that it gets passed down on from player to player. Tell me what that means to you.
No, that's awesome. Looking forward to being able to give it to one of my teammates. That's just a cool thing. It also just helps, build the bond between teammates even more. So.
And again, you got the All-Star game coming up as well. So what are you looking forward to that with a bunch of your teammates that are going to be joining you there? And Turner Gross mentioned before as well, you're going to be in the home run derby with him as well.
Yeah. I think that's going to be fun. All the guys earned that, and I think it's going to be good to go compete against the rest of the league's best as a group from the Lightning.
Adam Rothschild here alongside Charlie Keller. Thanks for tuning in. Back to the Newsroom Show.
Two very familiar players. They were both here last year. I know Danny was on a completely different team. He was on the Snappers last year, but he's always doing really well. And I know you've seen him a lot this summer.
Yes, definitely. He's pitched really well for the Diamond Dogs. And then Charlie Keller, he needs no introduction. He's been all over our recap highlights. He's been all over our home run roundups. That kid can hit.
And he's an all-star. He is always an all-star. He's a great teammate. Always hear good things about him. And, of course, he's a Leesburg favorite.
100%. But as we know, the 4th of July just wrapped up about 2 nights ago. And we wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the players that the Florida League hosts every single summer from the service academies. Now, these players are long gone now because of their military summer commitments. But the Florida League hosts multiple Naval Academy, Air Force Academy, West Point students, West Point players, and it's just a really great thing that these athletes are making a commitment to serve their country but also get to play the game that they love. And we had a chance to speak with them over the last couple of weeks, and I think it's really special.
It is really special. They have a lot more on their plate because they're doing military duties in the middle of their seasons, in the middle of school. They have to have recommendation letters from senators. You have to have really good grades. So there's a lot on their plate. They take it seriously. They're well-rounded people. So it's extra special.
Right, let's hear from those players now.
All right, Ethan, I need you to introduce yourself to the entire league for me.
Hi, I'm Ethan Priest. I go to the Air Force Academy and I'm playing for the Leesburg Lightning this summer while I'm home for my break.
All right, Ethan, so it's a pretty unique aspect for you. You're at a military school, you're at Air Force Academy. So tell us how unique of an experience it is for you. You're not just a student, you're not just an athlete, but you're doing active military duties while you're at the school as well.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience overall. It's definitely very difficult, but it's worth it. And the stuff I get to do is pretty amazing. And any day I get to come out here and play baseball is definitely a blessing. So I don't take that for granted at all.
So are you planning to serve in the military after you graduate? What is your plan afterwards, after school?
After I graduate, I want to become a pilot in the Air Force.
Look at that.
Serve after that.
So where did that dream kind of stem from? Have you always wanted to be a pilot? Did you always want to be in the military?
No, so in high school when it came down to deciding where I wanted to go to college, I really looked at the school first. It was always about the school first, and then I found the Air Force Academy. The coaches were amazing when I was talking to them, and they gave me the great opportunity to go there, and I accepted it. I didn't always want to be a pilot going in. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. But just through the experiences my freshman year, being around a bunch of pilots, being on incentive flights and a bunch of stuff like that, it's really the career path I want to take now.
So in your perspective, I know that every freshman goes through kind of a boot camp type thing where you get initiated or whatever the vocabulary is for you guys to become part of your, your group at your military schools. What was the experience like for you going through that your freshman year to earn your stripes basically?
Yeah, so it all started basic last summer. It was definitely a culture shock for sure. I didn't really know what to expect, and it wasn't easy. Definitely wasn't what I was expecting. So freshman year was hard, but it was worth it, and I can't wait for the next 3 years. I would do it again if I had to.
Now, the cool thing about Air Force is, like somebody named Paul Skeens started his baseball career there before he transferred over to LSU and had that stellar year, and obviously he's a big name in the major leagues. But to you, like, what does it mean to have like a big name like that start out like at Air Force?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely look up to Paul Skeens. It just shows that, anything's possible. It's just a great experience seeing him around. I know he was up there he threw a bullpen the other day. He brought us out to the WBC. So it's just great to have a guy like that around and someone we can look up to, especially being at the academy, going through all that stuff and then seeing baseball workouts.
Hey, you know what? You're a pitcher like him, you're tall like him, like you're just a blonde version of him, so you're right on track to being just like Paul Skeens, if I do say so for myself. But
All right, so just go ahead and start by telling me your name, the team you play for, and the service academy that you attend.
Hello, I'm Jackson Clark. I just finished my freshman year at the United States Naval Academy.
And what team do you play for now?
Oh, I'm on the Deland Suns now.
Wonderful. Now, I want you to just tell me, what does it mean to you to be able to make that commitment to serve your country, but also play the sports that you love at the same time?
Honestly, it means the world to me. I think it's a great opportunity to be able to do both, and it's definitely not for everybody, but I think it's an awesome way to do it. You get to explore a passion that you want, and you also get to explore the passion of playing the children's game that you played since you were little.
And the next question is, what made you want to play in such a unique athletic environment?
It's kind of a combination of different things. I've had a long line of family members that are in the military, and I've always wanted to be a pilot, an airline pilot. And then everybody sees a movie like Top Gun, that's the coolest thing ever. So just the opportunity to be able to pursue my passion of wanting to fly planes and then also play baseball. It's kind of an opportunity you just couldn't turn down.
all right, Riley, do me a favor and introduce yourself to the whole entire league for me.
Hello, my name is Riley Gibson. I am an incoming sophomore at the Citadel, and I'm a pitcher.
All right, so you have a unique situation. You're one of those kids that is playing at a military school. You're not just a student, you're not just an athlete, but you're doing military duties at the school. Can you describe that uniqueness for everybody?
Yeah, so it's definitely something you need to get used to. It takes discipline, it takes time management, just learning to organize all of your formations, your military training, weekend trainings away with practice and also with just your academics. Keep it on top of everything definitely takes some hard work and some discipline, but it's definitely skills that you can use later in life.
So what is the big reason why you wanted to go to the Citadel? Everyone has the big dream of where they want to go to school, where they want to play in college. What was the big reason to go to the Citadel for you?
So the biggest reason for me was obviously the military side of things. I looked at going to the Air Force Academy or even West Point, but the Citadel really just stuck out to me with the coaching program, and I wanted to look for a school that had both my major, which is civil engineering, so it was hard to find even smaller programs with ROTC programs that offered being able to do engineering, Army, and baseball at once. So it's kind of just a perfect fit for me with just everyone being really supportive and saying, hey, you can do it instead of you can't do it. So that's probably the biggest reason.
You have a little bit more uniqueness because it's not it's a Navy school, it's not an Air Force school, it's not an Army school, it's pretty much a full-base military school. So what part of the military branch, what military branch do you want to go into post-grad?
Right, so I'm going into the Army. It's a little bit of a different situation because as a cadet, only about 33% of us go. So out of our 2,200 cadets, we have about 800 that are actually going to commission, with Army being the largest, and then we do have Air Force, Navy, Marines, and even Space Force. So it's definitely cool to be able to try them all out. If you decide, hey, your freshman year, I want to go in the Army, and then you're taking those ROTC courses, doing the labs. If you want to transfer to Marines, I had my roommate do that. He wanted to be Army, now he's Marines. So it's cool to be able to just adjust and figure out exactly what you want to do without being locked into a certain branch.
Now you said branch you want to do Army. What specific role do you want to do in the Army?
So I want to be an engineer officer or work in the Army Corps of Engineers working on base planning, mine clearing, or just bridge construction, really anything that they put me into, but definitely more on the engineering and development side of things.
So I did ask Ethan that every freshman goes through their own earning their stripes during their freshman year. Through your perspective, what was that like of earning your stripes your freshman year?
Right, so we are what's called knobs because they shave our heads and we look like doorknobs. Basically, you're earning your place through those first 9 months, and then you get recognized, which is you go through, it's called the gauntlet. It's a rigorous physical training of about 2 hours, and it's brutal, but you definitely, throughout those 9 months, you earn your place, you learn to put others first, and really your cadre, which is who's above you, they learn to break you down to build you back up into a better and more just stronger young man.
Now, a different thing for you. Your team specifically made regionals. You guys had a special run with your team. What was the experience like for you and your teammates in regionals this year?
Yeah, so that was amazing, be able to watch those guys just get after it. Just work so hard and play a pretty tough schedule. You know, we played some bigger SEC and ACC top 10, top 15 schools, and you know, we lost some of those games, we won some of them, but our coach was like, hey, I'm putting you through this challenge just to prepare us for a SoCon championship, and it's been since 2010 since we won, so 16 years, and our coach, definitely a big shout out to him for preparing us just to work hard, to do your job, and just every little thing matters. We're not the team that's gonna blow anyone out of the water power-wise, but we do the little things right and we work hard.
I'm Justin Baltus here, joined here by Ethan Zagers. And Zagers, what made you want to choose your school for where you're playing at next year?
Yeah, so I'm going to the U.S. Air Force Academy. Reasons for choosing is I'll get the opportunity to serve my country and work towards my goal of becoming a pilot. I'll get the opportunity to have a really high education, prestigious education, and I'll get to play the sport I love.
Yeah, and what does it mean to serve your country?
Yeah, makes me feel patriotic, makes me feel like I'm doing something bigger than myself, and getting to play baseball there and represent my country just means a lot to me.
What an honor it is to witness these players, in action before they have to leave for their summer duties at their academies.
I mean, they are sweet kids. Like they're a little stiff. I was joking with them. I'm like, okay, everyone loosen up. They're like, I can't help it. I'm super stiff.
So funny, but it's time for really my favorite part of the week every week. And Berkleigh, I think it's one of your favorite parts too. Our play-by-play calls of the week. As you know, the communication staff is going to send in their favorite calls of the week, and we are going to rank them from 5 to 1.
As that one is ripped through the gap. Waddingham being waved home. He's going to head to the plate. The throw is in time.
We're knotted up at 4 apiece, bottom of the 11th. First pitch to Partridge. Swing and a fly ball. Right center field, going back. Cortelli makes the catch. And Devin Crown tags, comes home. A walk-off winner for the Suns.
The 1-1 is ripped to the left side to short. Throw on to first. Gets away. Gray taking for the plate. He'll slide in there safely. Leesburg takes the lead.
2 balls, no strikes. Inside out swing, slicing. Mendoza hustles, makes a fantastic play. What a play, Angel Mendoza. Bola loaded in the box, the 1-1. He's lined the other way through the hole. Gonzalez scores. Figueroa waved home. The throw up the line. Snappers win it. Luke Matola, the hero.
Always a big thank you to our comms interns for sending those every single week. Like we said, it's one of our favorite highlights of the week.
Of course. And now for yet another great part of the week, the home run recap. So let's round the bases.
As Walker smacks one into right field, and that baby's gone. A line drive shot for Zach Walker, a 3-run bomb, and the Rats take a 5-1 lead.
As we see Matola absolutely rope one off the scoreboard. That's a 2-run shot for Luke Matola.
Won't do it 3 times. No, he won't. Pine sends this one into left field. Does it have enough? Yes, it does. Drew Pines leaves the yard. Second home run. He's in a big spot. Thomas now comes on with first and second. Sends this one into left field. Is it gone? Yes, it is.
3-2. This one driven right field. Back goes Rico looking up. That ball's gone. A tie ball game. Charlie Keller, his second home run on the day, and we're not up at 4.
Obviously, no surprise to see certain names on that home run recap. I mean, we got some big hitters in this league, so always something cool to see.
100%. But now we wanted to go to a bit of a feature story regarding our Florida League grounds crew. Now, Justin Baltes and Alejandro Landers, they sat down, they spoke with the Sanford River Rats grounds crew that works over at the Sanford Memorial Stadium. I mean, there are some beautiful places to play here in the Florida League, especially in DeLand with Stetson's Ballpark, Conrad Park, and Melking Field. It's an award-winning park with their grounds crew, with their maintenance. But as we said, Alejandro and Justin had a moment to interview and talk with that Sanford grounds crew about what it takes to maintain that sort of park.
What's up, guys? We're here at the historic Sanford Memorial Stadium. My name is Alejandro Landers with the Sanford River Rats.
And I'm Justin Maltis with the Winter Park Diamond Dogs.
And the Florida Summer League is one of the most prestigious collegiate wooden bat leagues in America. Players love coming here because of the action and the beautiful fields. But one of the challenges that they face is the weather.
Yeah, rain plays a factor into it. We have lightning warnings constantly, impact start times, and the groundskeeper have to keep an eye on the field conditions constantly.
And to take a deeper dive into this issue, we are interviewing some of our Sanford grounds crew.
I'm joined here by one of the groundskeeper here in Sanford. What's your name, sir?
I'm Gene Manning.
And Gene, what do you do here in Sanford?
I'm the stadium superintendent. I take care of this field, the field behind, the field across the street over here, and a couple other fields.
And Gene, what are some complications you see with the weather?
With the weather here, we have lightning delays all the time, rain delays all the time. We're constantly trying to make sure that it's safe for the guys to play, and also that there's no lightning or bad weather in the area.
And Gene, what's one of your favorite stadium memories of being a groundskeeper here?
Oh, there's a ton. Probably the most impressive memory that I have is there was a guy named Jeff Driscoll that played here for Haggerty, and he stole home in a game, and right after him this other guy, Tyler Marlette, scored home as well. And it was probably one of the most impressive, we had, the stands were full. It was one of the most impressive things I've seen. You want a River Rat memory, or?
Oh yeah, give me a River Rat memory if you got one.
I threw out the first pitch one time. I think probably the championship they won, I think it was 2013. There was Coach Piercefield won it. They had been struggled all year, kind of like they've done this year, and they actually played in the playing game, got in a tournament, and actually won the whole thing. And I thought that was a great accomplishment of theirs.
Yeah, it's definitely a great memory. And Gene, one last question. What's the hardest thing about keeping the field up to date?
Well, we have a lot of play on everything. Every day we're having play, we're having rain, we're having issues. So it's we're constantly mowing. If we can mow it and it's dry, we mow it. If we can edge it or do anything to it every single day, we try to take advantage of that. So it's an everyday thing, because it could rain and we can't touch the field for 2 or 3 days. So we do it every day. It's being consistent and doing the things we need to do consistently.
Thank you for your time, Gene.
All right, thank you, man.
We always need to give a big shout out to everyone behind the scenes, because they work just as hard behind the scenes. It's like the unspoken rule of give credit where credit's due.
100%. But we have a full week in the Florida League ahead of us, Berkleigh, so why don't we go to the preview?
So after our All-Star break on Tuesday and Wednesday, we will be back with regularly scheduled games. So Thursday we'll start the weekend series with Leesburg going to Winter Park, Orlando traveling to Sanford, and the Squeeze heading up to face the DeLand Suns in DeLand. To continue the weekend series, DeLand will travel to Winter Garden to face the Squeeze, the Rats will travel to TFA to face the Snappers, and Winter Park will face Leesburg at Pat Thomas Stadium. Saturday will be the series finale for everybody, starting with Leesburg traveling back to Winter Park at Alphonse Stadium, the Orlando Snappers heading back to Sanford to face the River Rats, and the Winter Garden Squeeze going to DeLand to visit the Suns. So this was an extra jam-packed week in the Florida League, but now it's time for obviously the best time of the year. I mean, everyone has it in their leagues. The All-Star game is about to happen. for the MLB, but I mean, I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. The All-Star game is fast approaching. July 7th is when that game will be. We'll have a home run derby before the game as well. Those All-Stars have been named, so be sure to check out who is playing on Florida League socials. But the All-Star game is going to be a wonderful time down at Sanford Memorial Stadium. It's the best talent in the league all joined together in one place for one epic matchup. And we'll actually be doing a live show after the All-Star game, so you absolutely will not want to miss that.
Oh yeah, completely unedited, so we'll see what happens. I mean, we have a bunch of characters in this league that will add to it, so it'll be a bunch of extra laughter for sure.
100% it will, but I believe that's all the time we have for our show this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be sure to check out Florida League socials for extended Florida Collegiate Summer League content. As always, I've been Kathleen Moore alongside Berkleigh Mezzanotte. See you in the next one.